Yo, what's good? It's been on fire here, back with another video, and today we're going to be hopping into another offensive scheme in Madden 23. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys drop a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel down below for more content. I'm thinking about making a full, super long ebook for like $5 that you guys can buy. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. It would be fully in depth, like some of the written stuff that I've done. Of course, there'd be a video with it, and it would be including coverages, coverage beaters, what plays work against what coverages, and it would be fully decked out. Let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in, and I will go ahead and make it. But we got the gun tight doubles formation today. This is including some meta concepts, but it's a formation that you don't see too often. I know some guys like, I want to say Dreeny ran this a little bit. He audibled around in this playbook. A lot of people who run bunch will audible to this slightly. I'm not sure if some other pro players probably do it, but Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, is one of the best bunches, and so this is the only type formation in that playbook. So that we are in the Steelers playbook. This formation, of course, is in a couple of other playbooks, but I would say that Steelers is the best one. It just has a lot of these cool, unique plays, like your cross wheels and your shot fade cross. You have flood drive, bench, Z-spot, tight curl. So a lot of good plays in here. We're going to be rocking with Miami today. So we have some nice receivers. It also is a tight formation that you can automatically block 7 out of. You can block Gesicki here, which is different from any other tight formation besides tight slot tap back weak. You can't block 7 out of tight or tight offset tight end without motioning. So here's my audibles: bench, quick base, flood drive, and cross wheels. And we're just going to come out in shot fade cross. We're going to start out in cover 3. Of course, corner outs will work against cover 3, but I'll switch over to cover 2 and maybe some man coverage so you can see that. Now, this play is pretty cool for a number of reasons. I like this quick little hitter with Cedric Wilson, who I miss dearly on my Cowboys. And then you have your boy Tyreek Hill on this quick little under automatically with 7 blocking. Now, I'm going to take a look at Jalen Waddle against just a stock cover 3. I believe he actually gets a little bit of separation here. We got hit as we threw. Bad pocket presence. Actually, never mind, that was a laser, but I think if you're able to highball this and free form it completely outside, you could actually get a completion potentially. So like this, you rack catch it. Ideally, you get a better animation, so try and rack catch it if you're able to. But he actually can get a little bit of separation if that's at all possible. He just keeps jumping up, but you see how if you have a really high speed advantage, you can actually beat. And that's just an outside third zone, but it's a really good clear out as well. And just some of the basic concepts I like to go to are a little quick snap play where we're just going to throw Mostert on a wheel route. And if you don't know, one of the best concepts against zone is just to quick snap that wheel route. It's going to be absolutely money. Just do it. It really works against every coverage. It's probably my best goal line. Red zone offense, just quick snap a wheel route and hope for the best, but it's really good. No jokes. It also does a good job of pulling up those zones, so you're able to hit Tyreek on this quick hitter. It's going to take any flat zones out of consideration with defending that drag. And then, of course, you have your over-the-top route. Now, it doesn't really get in too good of a spot. It's not. Ideally, you would like it a little bit deeper in a perfect world. Fortunately, we don't have that. Also, with Tyreek, you can put him on a shorter drag if you'd like. But ideally, you see how the linebacker does a pretty good job of defending it. Now, of course, you can dumb it out like that, but really what you would have to do in order to hit that route is you just need a little bit of time, and you're going to have to wait for it to develop, I think. And it depends. So, obviously, with a user, it might be a little bit better. Now, again, this isn't a play I go to a whole lot, but you can, of course, run it. Now, motion is a very valuable concept you can do out of this formation. It's something that I like to go to, so you can go with a nice little quick snap play. Maybe Waddle on a hitch, or what you can do is throw Tyreek on like a little zig route, motion out Jalen Waddle. But again, the valuable thing is I can block my tight end and do something like that. It's where I'm still able to send the running back on a route where if he's sending pressure, we can still complete something. Because if you're running tight offset, you're going to have to block the running back if you're sending pressure or waste your motion on something like that. So, yeah, you can go with like 2 flats here. Now, another concept that I get against cover 3 is the motion out streak, and I will make this the last setup. I like this little motion out streak. You can keep him on this route, but quick snap throw it, money money in the bank. You might not pick up 20 yards every play, but you're picking up close to a first down every play on that motion out streak. Next setup is going to be, let's go into base. Base is a very good run. I like base better than inside zone. That's why out of tight offset tight end, you see a lot of 0-1 trap rather than inside zone. Inside zone is pretty susceptible to getting gap shot, whereas your base here is the complete opposite. You want to run patiently up the middle. You do have the occasional shed from the defensive end or offensive line breakdown from the D end where he isn't defended, but I mean overall, and this isn't like terrible run defense. We're not in dollar. We're not in 3-3. We're in a nickel over, and everybody is tight because it's inside. So there's a lot of guys in the box, and you see we're picking up really good blocks. What's unique about tight is you notice how we're going to ignore the cornerbacks because everybody is so compressed, and that means our boy Jalen Waddle is going to run, and our boy Tyreek Hill are going to run directly upfield, almost giving us 15 yards before contact on every single rep. So again, you can be patient. Don't hold the right trigger immediately. You will have reps where you get shedded. Don't be discouraged. You want to stick with it. Some other things you can do if you want to really motion and get your, oh my God, who is that? Is that Hargrave? Hargrave just tore us up with that inside leverage. So, and you can try different things. Maybe we double team him and boom, he's blocked. So you can try different things. Be patient. Don't hold the right trigger immediately unless you have a big hole like that. But yeah, patient, spam A to get those tackle battles. But I mean, overall, it's a good run. As far as some of the motion stuff, you can confuse them by motioning out, handing the ball off. Of course, you want to run it like this, where you're going to get a faster handoff animation. If you were using a right-handed QB, which most of you are, unless you're using Tua or Vic, you would flip it, and that's going to give you the faster handoff animation. So overall, pretty good concept there. So our next play is going to be bench. Now you notice with bench, you have two different corner routes. This one is going to go up more vertically, and Tyreek's going to be a sharper corner route. Typically, I like the sharper corner routes to throw to the outside. Gesicki's is going to be more of a vertical corner route. So Tyreek's going to break. You see with Gesicki, you kind of have to throw him up the field. Now, none of these are going to be good quick snapped against cover 3. Keep that in mind. If it is cover 3, what you really have to do to open up any kind of the corner routes is go with something like this. I would streak Waddle, motion him out, and then I would go with Mostert on a little underneath route. This would open up Tyreek on the sideline. Nice possession catch there. Otherwise, you're out of luck against a cover 3. You can go with something that I like to do, motion out a flat, throw it, rat catch it up the field. You could really do the same thing with a streak either. I like the flat better in this situation, but that's something you could do. And of course, same case scenario over here, you could go with like a wheel. Now the wheel route might, since they don't go up as much this year, they kind of run into each other, but you see how Gesicki would be open if we just blocked Mostert or threw him on something else. So, I mean, overall, nice little setup right there. And if you want some other setups, you can just like drag B and go with this. This is a good man coverage setup as well, but you see both guys getting open against cover 3. I am going to switch to cover 2 because that is where the corner out stock can get open without me having to motion out a streak, which is pretty valuable of a concept, I would say. So let's go to Tampa 2 briefly. Now Tampa 2 is going to have more routes in the middle of the field, but take a look at Tyreek Hill here. Tua, I mean, he lost the ball pretty significant amount. I don't necessarily hate the idea of throwing a clear out against cover 2 just because it's going to get open, but the difference is you actually want to keep it in the slot when you're facing cover 2, whereas against cover 3 you have to motion it out just because the deep half, you want him to play it. Now of course you don't want to really lob it up unless your guys get bumped badly, but just a simple streak will do. Over here on the left side, simple streak will do. Loft it over the top and you're able to complete it. High ball if you need, but overall, pretty good concept. We know how these routes will beat man coverage. As far as some of the other things you can do, throw out little zig routes. We love those. I like a concept like this where I put X's on just a little basic in route, motion them out, and then we have baby zig and baby in route. If we have enough time, we can also throw those little corner routes. That's a really good man coverage play that I go to. You can go motion out slant as well. So something like this. Snap the ball, and you're still actually able to hit Gesicki there. I would go with an aggressive catch if I throw it inside the numbers or just on the numbers. Of course, if you throw it later, you want to rack catch it if you have enough space, or go ahead and just possession catch it. So there you see the example of the motion out slant. Very good route this year, very consistent. You want to go to that heavily. Let me know if you guys want a gameplay on this formation. Can certainly bring that to you. If you want, you can of course keep this little quick snap wheel. We see the damage that it's done so far. Now, if you do that, typically it's pretty congested with a corner out, so you can actually just block A. Or if you want, you can just motion out this guy, and that really opens him up. Putting him on a slant probably wouldn't be your best bet, but Mostert fighting for us. You can put him on like a little flat route, whatever you want would work. A little hitch, and then you motion him out. I would probably go with B on a little backside in, but you can throw him on like a hitch. He's going to hold up that zone, and you can just easily hit Mostert. So that's a play that works against cover 2, cover 3. These are stock. There are vert hooks out there. There are hook curls out there. And, of course, they're not defending him. So another concept I like is just simply this little streak with Waddle. You drag the tight end, and then you motion out Cedric Wilson on like an out route, flat route. This is going to force him to have some kind of 2 flat routes out there. He's going to have to acknowledge the running back somehow with a player in man coverage or some kind of a zone out there. And this is a very good concept for a number of reasons. You're going to have the streak that's going to hold those zones up. So you should either have Gesicki, Mostert, or Tyreek on either of these routes. Of course, the main guy you're trying to hit, if you're able to, is Tyreek Hill, because look at that space we have out there. But if you're facing pressure, you can quick snap the wheel or the drag, and it's going to be just killer. We're spending a lot of time on bunch because it is our best play. And some max protect setups you can go to are just kind of the same thing with a little drag. So if you have to block 7, this play is not terrible. So good bench concepts there. A lot of those would work against man coverage as well. The wheel route does get open against man coverage, not for as many yards, but it still does work. Our next play is going to be flood drive, which is a little bit similar. I like this play, honestly, quick snapped. Definitely do not hate it. Look how fast Tyreek Hill gets over there. He runs a very quick corner route, whereas the other one is more slow developing. So we love that little quick snap wheel. This is the wrong play, but definitely don't prefer the wheel and out route. I'll show a little bit of the other play as well. What's it called? Slot curl. But yeah, quick snap wheel. You can block A, of course, if you want, and you're off to the races. So if you're going to throw the drag, you want to throw it in the middle of the field. If you're going to throw the corner out, that's when you want to wait. So just make up your mind quickly. You have enough time to make that read, make that decision. I would just take your drag if it's wide open every single play, no matter what, unless it's like 3rd and 20, because 5 yards, 6 yards every time, you're not going to complain. I would never complain. And, you know, if he's going to give it to you, you got to take it. That's when he's going to play underneath and you can take advantage. So Waddle, he runs up the field pretty quickly. Tyreek, he doesn't go as vertically, so you really do want to pass lead up the field. If it is necessary, you can high ball, of course. But overall, everything seems to be pretty open on that concept. Something else that I like to do out of this is turn Tyreek into a post route. So you can motion over Tyreek. And he actually motions all the way outside, so this is a nice play to open up that backdoor concept if you have enough time. You can do that same thing with any other play as well. If you want to do that on a bench, you could. This is, what would you, so if we motion over, maybe we just hitch A, streak A, something like this. If we wanted to block him, maybe I snap a little earlier as well, just so we have enough time. So you can actually throw him underneath the zones. If you want to motion him all the way out, that's when he can get over the top, but it does take a lot of time to develop. Keep that in mind. Again, you're running a lot of bench. This play is just good as a quick snap play. I wouldn't run it too much just because that corner out is a little bit shorter, so you could get lurked throwing it by some of those click-on zones, especially if it's a tall guy. Now, you have some other plays like Z-Spot, similar to bench, and you have the cross wheels play, which I will throw into my audibles. And the other play we're going to run is going to be tight curl. I think I said slot curl earlier, so that was a mistake. I should have. So against cover 3, what you can do is you can fit this in. We saw when you're running bench against cover 3, you cannot throw that corner out from the slot. But because we have Jalen Waddle in the corner out, we are able to throw it against cover 3. Now, you do want to clear out, but you can fit it in on the sidelines. Again, Rodgers, I would probably pass that to the outside. You're going to have Rodgers. He's going to have a faster release, or I hope whoever you're using has a faster release than Tua, who really winds the ball up like he does in real life. But overall, this is a good play. It, of course, would work against cover 2, as you might expect, and good concept. Now, again, you can go with some of the same stuff we were doing on this left-hand side if you would like. If you want, you can throw him off by going with a little drag route with Cedric Wilson. If you don't know, he actually motions all the way over. So if you are facing cover 3 and you want a outside clear out, something that you can actually do is go with, hypothetically, Tyreek on a slant. You could streak Cedric, and then you could go with whatever you want over here. And now I would let him get set, but that could open it up a little bit more. So if you don't know, that's one of the better things about this formation is you can have the potential to throw a guy like a Cedric Wilson on a zig route, motion him across, and run something like this. Boom. It's really good to pull down zones, cover 2, cover 3s, better cover 2 than cover 3. And overall, you have a nice play. So again, you can motion over Waddle and turn him into a post route if you'd like. But our last play is going to be cross wheels against cover 3. I like our boy Jalen Waddle's route specifically to run our quick snap streak. Probably is honestly better if you motion him out completely, which is a little bit unfortunate because if you motion out those wide receiver wheels this year, they just act as regular streaks, which kind of sucks. But if you motion him out all the way, that's when he really pulls over curl flats. Nice catch, Gesicki, 86 overall, my buns. But I would probably throw A on a streak route, and I like Cedric Wilson's route a lot more out of this. So this would be a nice setup that I would run. You don't have to motion out Waddle to throw him, but look at the way Cedric Wilson gets in the middle of the field. It's pretty good against man coverage. Don't get baited because he does kind of run more vertically than side to side, so you want to be slightly careful. You can leave Mostert on his wheel route. His wheel route is fine. And I guess with this wheel route, it is better if you just snap it from the slot than motion it out. So if you're going to do that, that's probably your best bet, I would say. So again, I like just streaking A. You can throw Waddle. Again, be careful. Some zones will go out further than others. There are better players than Avonte Maddox, so just keep that in mind. But overall, this is a pretty good setup. If you want to, you can streak Tyreek and run some stuff like that. So, and you see X is open, B actually does kind of get open. You can quick snap to RB. So, really good play there. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you drop a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.